It was another breather episode, just like Rhaenyra the Cruel. Thankfully, it's not as dumb as Burning of the Mill. It deals with the fallout of Rhaenys and Meleys's death. We don't see Rhaenys' dead body, but we do see the Green armies marching through King's Landing, parading around Meleys's head. Good, that's accurate to the books. They play this creepy music, and this one guy goes,
I thought the dragons was gods.
I wonder if this is supposed to be foreshadowing for the storming of the dragon pit, where a mob of small folk do actually kill off all of the Targaryen dragons. Well, almost all. By the end of the dance, only Mourning, Silverwing, Sheepstealer, and the Cannibal remain. And every one of them went wild except for Mourning. I guess they all kind of forgot that dragons are not immortal. They can be killed by other dragons, like Quicksilver by Balerion, and Arax by Vagar, which didn't even happen that long ago. Not to mention that normal humans have killed them, like the guy who shot down Meraxes and Dorne. You know what else they kind of forgot? The fact that Meleys killed a shit ton of small folk at Aegon's coronation. I'll never forgive the showrunners for that missed opportunity of Sunfire in his peak and Helena riding Dreamfire. Inside the Red Keep, the maesters are doing their best to treat Aegon, and Alicent asks,
Is he alive?
Yep.
Oh, and his injuries are completely book accurate. You know, half of his face being burned off by dragonfire and armor being fused to his skin.
Later.
When Alicent asks Kristen about what happened, and Kristen says,
Sunfire was long in the dying.
I've heard people say they're having a fake out for Sunfire's death, and I've heard other people say that they really are killing off Sunfire, and it shouldn't have been done so soon. I don't trust the writers to give us that kind of clever twist. Season 8 has jaded me that much. I'm not gonna rant too hard about why it sucks either, just in case they are going for a twist, cause then I'll look like a dumbass. If Sunfire does die now, it'll cause some continuity issues, cause by the time Joffrey becomes king, everyone knows
Rhaenyra Targaryen was murdered by her brother, or rather, his dragon. It ate her while her son watched.
Meanwhile,
and Dragonstone Rhaenyra's council gets the news. They've had enough, and they want to replace Rhaenyra with someone more competent.
I could never doubt your capability or your quickness of mind. It is merely that the gentler sex, heretofore, has not been much privy to the strategies of battle or their execution.
You know, that scene of Sir Alfred making a straw man argument, that could work if she was doing anything for these last few episodes. Now it looks like he's just hitting back against Rhaenys' heavy-handed messaging. Jake sneaks off because he's bored of sitting around. I would tell him to give Rhaenyra a break because she just lost Luke, but given how quickly she got over that, I'm not sure what she wants anymore. He flies off to negotiate with the Freys so they'll let the northern soldiers that Cregan promised through the twins. In the Riverlands, Daemon uses Caraxes to make the Bracken bend the knee. Aemon Bracken has bigger balls than I originally thought. Instead of accepting Daemon, he dares them to burn them all with Caraxes. Instead of toasting them like Dany did with the Tarleys, he doesn't, cause he still needs them to join the Blacks' army. So he tells William Blackwood other ways of having them join him, like raiding their lands, burning their crops, taking their women, standard medieval stuff.
meanwhile,
Jane Eyre's mad because she only got Taraxes and Stormcloud. Wait, aren't Stormcloud, Aegon, and Viserys supposed to be in Pentos? Rhaena tells her she did get a dragon, but Jane obviously meant a bigger, rideable one. So she says to Rhaena,
You goad me, child. When your bread and shelter now depend on my pleasure.
she kind of forgot that guest right is a thing in Westeros. And then she forgot she threatened Rhaena.
I'll expect you at supper this evening.
That's some schizophrenic writing. Rhaenyra's mad her dumb decisions had consequences. She talks with Mysaria and vents that Viserys never taught her how to fight like he did with Aegon and Aemond. She kind of forgot that
Instead, I was given my father's cup.
taught the name of every lord and castle between Storm's End and the Twins.
She also kind of forgot that Viserys had her attend the small council meeting during the Stepstones War, so she could learn for situations like these. She decides to send a maid to King's Landing. This better not be another fucking septa plot. At Harrenhal, Daemon's still tripping balls, and they actually turn him into a literal motherfucker. I thought the leaks would be fake, but they actually did it. I need to go get a drink, some Unseed juice mixed with brain bleach. Fucking brain bleach. I take back what I said about Alicent and Sir Criston. I'd rather see Sir Criston eat out Alicent. Why don't we check somewhere else? The small council want a regent, cause Aegon's in a coma and Alicent wants to do it, but they pick Aemond instead.
How could this happen to me?
This is not the same Alicent I was watching in season 1. You know, the same Alicent who said,
"How sweetly the fox speaks when it's being cornered by the hound."
And also called out Rhaenyra. I'm convinced that season 3 Alicent is just 3 raccoons in a skin suit. Also, you can't expect me to feel sorry for Alicent and then pull this shit. One more thing, the more you push a heavy-handed message, the more hostile I will be to it. Aemond takes well to becoming the new Prince Regent. His first order is to seal the city gates. And now the small folk are trapped in a city with fewer and fewer supplies thanks to the Valyrian blockade. I wish Aemond would burn them with Vhagar. It's not like Caraxes would come. Vermax and Moondancer are too small and Syrax won't do anything. But to be fair to him, it's not like he knows about Daemon.
Meanwhile,
We get a few shots of Vermax. The Freys want a dragon and Harrenhal. As far as I'm concerned, you can have that cursed piece of shit. Speaking of which, Alice is mad that Daemon soldiers don't abide by the Geneva Convention. So are the Riverland lords. Even though House Bracken bent the knee to Daemon. That's right, Daemon, not Rhaenyra. I guess it's his turn to have his character butchered to make Rhaenyra look good. Baela has a pep talk with Corlys, and he's convinced to become Rhaenyra's hand. Corlys even offers her the heir of Driftmark position, kind of forgetting that Joffrey exists, and Baela is supposed to marry Jace to become the future queen of Westeros. Baela says no, and in a show full of shoehorned in girl boss moments, I am shocked. Ironic that she will actually become the Lady of Driftmark by marrying a legitimized Alan. On Dragonstone, Rhaenyra says,
You were correct.
I never thought I'd hear it. Rhaenyra sends him to Harrenhal to see what the hell's going on with Daemon, kind of forgetting that she has a dragon and Vhagar will be in King's Landing with Aemond. Jace meets up with Rhaenyra and
I'm proud of you, Jace.
Rhaenyra points out they need more dragon riders. Jace says they should be looking into Targaryens who married into other houses, or Targaryen bastards. Apparently, needing Valyrian blood to ride a dragon is propaganda.
Valyrian histories, written to gild us in glory.
Let me explain dragon seeds. Having Valyrian blood isn't a guarantee. Look at Quentyn Martell. He was descended from a Targaryen and Grey Ghost still burned him. Alan was half Valyrian and Grey Ghost almost ate him. That's why Nettles taming Sheepstealer meant so much. Some people say she's not Valyrian at all, but I think it's too OP to make dragons tameable by non-Valyrians. The more Valyrian blood you have, the higher your chances are of taming a dragon, but it's not a surefire sign you will. I always thought just having a little bit of Valyrian blood meant you could tame the right dragon, which is why Nettles could ride Sheepstealer even though she looked very common. Speaking of Nettles, there's a rumor they cut her out, cause we've seen 4 dragon seeds so far. Hugh Hammer, Adam, Alan, and Ulf the White. Unless they have Nettles as a surprise character, it's more and more likely they just cut her out. I heard they're gonna have Rhaena ride Sheepstealer, who will be in the Vale somehow. If they really cut out Nettles, expect a rant from me. Same thing if they actually kill off Sunfire, or give Darren a Hightower look. This episode could have spent less time teasing us. I don't think it's a good idea to be spending so much time on a breather episode in a season where we have 8 instead of 10.